Hello everybody and welcome to Gloucester City, where this afternoon two teams battling for the Tri-County Royal Championship will take the field in a critical division contest. It's the Kingsway Dragons taking on the Rams of Gloucester Catholic in high school softball. Pleasant good afternoon to you all. Ed Benkin here with you. Tadd Kozeniewski will be joining me in just a little bit. These two teams in the midst of a huge logjam atop the Tri-County Royal right now. There are 5 teams in the division with just 2 losses. 2 of those teams are Gloucester Catholic and Kingsway. These two teams met yesterday, game won by Gloucester Catholic 10-1, and you could expect a lot of evenly matched contests between these two teams against their division opponents throughout the rest of the year, and we expect that today. You see Gloucester Catholic is in the field, and there you see the Kingsway Dragons getting set to play as well. And Kingsway, with a strong start to the season so far, 12-5. They're ranked as high as 8 last week. And again, Gloucester Catholic coming in at 7-5, but just 2 losses in the division. They have certainly been battle-tested so far this year. We're getting set to get started as Teresa Fromm will step to the plate. The center fielder batting .286. Junior is a speedster. She's got 9 steals, a threat to run if she gets on base. Smacks the first ball foul down the left field side, out of play. So this is a huge game for both teams, and for the most part, they have to go around and play the rest of the division one more time, but especially with these head-to-head matchups, everything critical now the rest of the way in this division. Ball over for a called strike as Jess Kelly delivers another pitch. Kelly on the mound today for Gloucester Catholic. Of course, this Rams team coming off a state championship last season, but a much different look this year as that ball is grounded third, knocked down at third base, or missed at third base rather, it dribbles into left field. As getting a stab at that and unable to come up with it that time was Allie Vanell. And as a result, the Dragons have their leadoff runner on base, and we will keep an eye on Fromm. As we said, she is a threat to run. We'll bring Amber Lamani to the plate. The junior laying one down in front. Stepping on it is the third baseman as she fires over to first base. Now the play over to third base, and it gets away from the third baseman, Vanell, and coming in to score easily to give the Dragons a 1-0 lead is Fromm. So some helter-skelter on the base path, but Kingsway, despite the out, gets the first run of the game. Well, there is that speed of Fromm. She gets on base, is able to get over to second, then gamble to take the extra base at third on the bunt, and as a result, draws the errant throw. So an error on the play, a sacrifice as well for Lamani. They will score at 5-3, and we mentioned the third baseman had a little bit of a problem with it. Stepping in now is Brianna Barber. Vanell looked like she almost overran it, and actually might have stepped on the ball partially. She was trying to field it. Next pitch is swung on and missed for a strike. This Kingsway team has been near the top of the in the top 10 throughout much of the season. As that ball is ripped to third base. Nice grab that time by Vanell. She throws over to first base, but unable to come up with it is the first baseman for Gloucester Catholic, Shannon Kelly. And the Dragons have a 1-out base runner. So fast start to this one as Kelly's unable to come up with it for Gloucester Catholic. Well, yesterday when these two teams played for the first time this season, it was all Gloucester Catholic winning by a score of 10-1, and the Rams got off to a fast start in the game as they played the first 3 runs. Barber rips one foul, so Brianna Barber stepping to the plate now for Kingsway. The right fielder, Vicky Hasselman stepping up. That's Barber who got the hit. Hasselman on with an average of .277. 9 runs batted in, 4 doubles, hitting at .277. That one is fouled back to the screen, 0-2. So a couple of errors have hurt Gloucester Catholic here in this first inning. Everything went right yesterday for the Rams. So far, everything going right in the top of this first inning for Kingsway. 1 on, 1 out. Missing low for a ball. Good eye there by Hasselman. And Kingsway's found different ways to win. They haven't always dominated. They've gotten some decent pitching. They had a sweep of Delsey this past week, 3-1 and 2-0. That one is popped up down the left field side, heading towards foul territory, and it drops. Is it fair or foul? They're going to call it a fair ball as it just drops in. Well, that was close, and we had our view obstructed momentarily, but it is a bloop hit. As moving up to second base on the play is Barber. Barber had to hold up. If she wasn't on base, Hasselman probably would have been the one at second, but it is a well-placed bloop single. And that puts runners at first and second for Tina Damer stepping in. She's batting at .248 on the season. Now time is called as Jess Kelly and the troops gather to try to settle things down for the Rams. Well, this Gloucester Catholic squad, as we mentioned, Last year, of course, won the state parochial B championship, but they also had one of the best pitchers in South Jersey, and that is difficult to replace when you lose a Brianna Tobin. And the Rams are scoring a lot more runs this year, and with all due respect to the pitchers, it's tough to get the same kind of pitching they had last year from Tobin. And Damer standing in ready to go. Pitch is over for a strike as the runners hold up. It's 0-1 to Damer. A critical moment in this game for Gloucester Catholic, a game in which both teams need to win in the middle of this race as the next pitch is missing low, and good job by Farino to scoop that one out of the dirt. Over for a called strike, and it looked like just Kelly took something off that pitch as she put it right over the plate, and now Kelly will try to pick up the strikeout. Again, only one out in the inning. Nub fouled towards the gate, so it's 2-2. Gloucester Catholic last year ranked in the top of the rankings throughout much of the season, not at the top, but a top 10 team throughout, and again, a bit of a rebuilding year, but they are still in contention as that pitch misses low for a ball. The Rams toughened up their schedule this year, played some very tough teams, and as a result should be better battle tested for the postseason as that one misses low for a ball. Now there's a full count, 3-2. We're seeing more teams from the Tri-County World do that as the competition continues to stiffen up. Next pitch is grounded foul towards the fence. So the count remains full now, 3-2 to Tina Damer, and this is the first full count we've had here this afternoon. That one is smack foul, heading towards the parking lot out of play. This is, as you can imagine, a pretty friendly hitter's park that Gloucester Catholic plays on. We have seen several softballs leave the yard throughout the years here. Barber on second, Hasselman on first. That one is popped up. That should go out of play, and it does as it hits the top of the Gloucester Catholic dugout. 2 runners on, a run across, 2 errors in the inning, and 1 out. Fielding has not helped the Rams here in the top of the first. Demer hits one over to third base, knocked down by Vanell, steps on the bag to third, throws over to first base. In time, double play to end the inning. So Gloucester Catholic gets a 5-3 double play to retire the side, and that will do it for Kingsway here in the top of the first inning. However, the Dragons do play to run. They do so on just 2 hits. There were 2 Gloucester Catholic errors in that inning, and 1 left on base. We move to the bottom of the first inning. It is Kingsway 1, Gloucester Catholic coming to bat. So a good start for the Kingsway Dragons. Yesterday, as we mentioned, Gloucester Catholic got off to the fast start by plating 3 runs. Now Kingsway getting the jump up by a score of 1-0. And we mentioned how tight this division is and will be for quite some time, as right now the front runner is Williamstown, not in the loss column, but just overall. They played a couple more games. They are 8-2 in division play. These 2 teams, as we talked about, 6-2 in the league. And the Dragons now taking the field, getting ready to go, and we'll check the defense for the Kingsway Dragons as you see Christy Mulbauer, the pitcher, is warming up, checking the rest of the infield. Amber Lamati over at first base, Brianna Barber is at second, Dana Ramson at shortstop, Tina Damer is at third, Lindsay Evans behind the plate. And Lindsay Gardner at shortstop, Ramson is in left field, Fromm is in center field, and Brianna Barber is the right field this afternoon for Kingsway. For Gloucester Catholic, Justine Wilston will lead things off. Kate Braun, the center fielder, bats second. Sammy Gemerick hits third. Riri Farino will catch and hit cleanup to get things started this inning. Vanell, Kelly, Hahn, O'Connell, and Matranga round up the lineup for the Gloucester Catholic Rams. So here comes Justine Wilson leading things off for the Rams, and she is the table setter on this team. Certainly can make things happen when she gets on base. And Mulbauer fires one inside for a ball, 1-0. I think if you're Kingsway, you're happy to get back on the field against the same team after the game went the way it did yesterday. Took something off that pitch and got it in for a strike.
77, come on.
That one ripped into center field, and making a catch at the top of her glove is Teresa Fromm. Ran to her left, almost came a little too far in, but is able to make the catch for the out. So 1 out here in the inning, and that'll bring Kate Braun to the plate for Gloucester Catholic. And again, talking to the Gloucester Catholic coaching staff before the game, they're happy with the run production this year. Julie McHenry has no complaints about the way her team is scoring runs. As that pitch is over for a strike, but again, it's a little difficult when you lose the best pitcher in the state to get the same kind of pitching and defense, for that matter, you had the year before. High and outside for a ball. 1-1 the count. Kingsway up 1-0 here in the first.
Attack the hands. Come on. Come on, Neil.
Swung on a miss for a strike as Mulbauer went high with the pitch, and Braun offered at it. So after the Wilson flyout, Braun now down in the count 1-2.
Straight, 43.
Tried to check her swing. They will appeal down to the first base side, and she did go around, so that is a strikeout. First strikeout of the game for either side, as Braun is retired for the second out. 2 up and 2 down, and here is Sammy Gemerick. And she had an outstanding day on the mound yesterday for Gloucester Catholic in their win over Kingsway. Also had an excellent day at the plate. Looks at the off-speed pitch for a strike. Gemerick gave up just 5 hits on the mound and helped herself at the plate. 4 for 4 with 4 runs scored in the game yesterday. Inside, 1-1 the count. So after getting a floater that comes in for a strike, she gets a fastball inside for a ball. 2 outs, bases empty for the Rams. That one fouled back to the screen. So now Gemerick down on the count 1-2. And we'll see if Mulbauer might want to come back with that floater after getting the first one over for a strike. Did take something off it, swung on a miss for a third strike. The throw down to first base, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Mulbauer and the Dragons as they put the Rams down in order in the bottom of the first. No runs, hits, or errors, and none left. We go to the second. Kingsway 1, Gloucester Catholic 0. You're watching high school softball. Back with more right after this. Welcome back to Gloucester City. Ed Benkin here with you as we move to the top of the second inning. And Gloucester Catholic trailing Kingsway by a score of 1-0 as we start the top of the second. Got a bit of an earlier start than we thought today, but our broadcast partner is joining us right now, Tadd Kozeniewski, with the score 1-0 in favor of Kingsway. And the next pitch hit to Coughlin is popped up down the third base side, and it drops in and now it's caught as she was able to hang on, is coming in to make the play, making a fine play for Gloucester Catholic. Able to track it down for the out is Mantranga. So 1 out in the inning. Tadd Kingsway striking first with the help of a couple errors in the top of the first inning. Able to put down Gloucester Catholic 1-2-3. As the first pitch is fouled off. Yesterday, Gloucester Catholic winning 10-1, but this time a good start for Kingsway.
That's huge, too, when you get that going in the first inning, especially coming up on the losing end to let the other team know you're in this game.
Next pitch is popped up down the left field side. Another tricky play in foul territory, but making the catch and putting it away for the out is Vanell.
And that's a tricky play, Ed, for 2 reasons. They're looking up into the sun, and there is a swirling wind blowing here right now, and that is not an easy play. The thing I'm impressed with early on, if she swings a seat from Kingsway, very aggressive, Ed, going right after the pitcher.
2 up and 2 down, and Dana Ramson will come to the plate as she fouls one straight back. So the Dragons in this logjam, Tad, we were talking about earlier, 5 teams with 2 losses atop the Tri-County Royal.
One of the best divisions in softball in South Jersey, Ed.
Pitch missing low, and Tad, we were also mentioning earlier what a tough schedule Gloucester Catholic's played. We're seeing more teams in this division play teams that are atop the Olympic Conference and some of the other power divisions. That one misses low for a ball.
And that's the kind of stuff that only makes you better once you get into the playoffs. You're a little more playoff tested. You may not get the higher seed, but you're going to have to play these teams eventually, and home field advantage isn't as big as softball. It's all about the pitching.
That one nubbed down the third base side. That'll go foul. As we were talking about earlier, this is a pretty hitters-friendly ballpark. We've seen a few go over the fence here.
Yeah, the fence is pretty tight here, and most of the time the wind does blow out to straight center field. So if you can sit on a fastball and get some elevation, it'll go.
Pitch is over at the knees for a called third strike, and that will retire the side. We keep it here as Kingsway goes down in order in the top of the second inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and none left. To the bottom of the second we go. It is Kingsway 1, Gloucester Catholic nothing.
Again, I'm very impressed with what I've seen, the few batters I've seen from Kingsway, being very aggressive, not sitting back, not running the count. I like the fact they're going right after the pitcher right away as you look at Gloucester Catholic's head coach there for a second, who has had a heck of a program the few years she's been here with the lady with the Rams.
Yes, she has, and especially last year we talked about the state championship and just getting brilliant pitching throughout the year from Tobin. And we've also mentioned this earlier. They've been scoring a lot more runs this year, partially because they've had to, just because when you lose one of the best pitchers in school history, it's a little hard to replace, even with some good pitching you have now.
Yeah, mentally it's got to be real interesting for their players, Ed, to know pretty much that last year and the year before they needed to score 1 or 2 runs to win. Now, they have a solid pitching performance out there, but you don't have this mega all-star that you had in the past.
Speaking of Gloucester Catholic, this reminder that Gloucester Catholic is holding a JV girls softball tournament coming up this Saturday, the 15th of May, at James Atkinson Park over at Bethel Mill Park. First games are at 10 a.m. Second round is at noon. Finals will be at 6 p.m. 11 teams are entered from 4 different conferences. Now Gloucester Catholic getting the bat here is Riri Farino. The catcher steps up, pops one in the infield, but that'll go foul out of play.
If you had a wooden bat, you'd say she was sawed off on that one. It was in the inside corner, and she just could not get that bat around.
Those don't exactly feel great when you hit those foul with an aluminum bat either, however.
Yes.
The bats don't break, but your fingers can feel it a little bit.
Especially in the cold weather. That's a great pitcher's pitch.
Pop foul out of play. And last inning, we saw Mulbauer on the mound take a little bit off some of her pitches and throw a couple of those floaters, which presented some problems.
If I'm her, the pitcher, I come right back with the same thing right on the fist. Looks like they're going outside.
Pop foul. I don't think she put that pitch where she wanted it to, but Farino just missed it. She fouled it off.
We've talked in baseball, Ed, and broadcast we did before. If you get a batter on 2 pitches looking ugly, you come right back with it. Don't overthink yourself. They're coming back with it right here.
And that one is ripped into center field, but it is caught for the out as hauling it in is Teresa Fromm for the first out of the inning.
The difference with that pitch, though, is that was more down the heart of the plate, Ed. That was a very hittable pitch. The other 2 were right off the fist, off the plate.
And Farino was able to hit it and get some good aluminum on it, but hit it right to that lady, the center fielder Fromm. And one out now as Allie Vanell will step to the plate for Gloucester Catholic. Nub down the third base side, stabbing it as Damer throws to first, but it's a foul ball, so the out will not count.
Ed, I've obviously been a man, never played softball, but man, these third basemen, you have got to have reactions in first baseman like you've never seen. A lot of them play about halfway up the line, and you have got to be really paying attention down there.
I did play some softball, though, Tabbins, in a league where the pitchers throw it much slower than the ones we're seeing today. Nubbed over to second base. Barber, gloves, throws to first base for the out. 2 up and 2 down in the inning.
That was an excellent change up there for Kingsway. She took a lot off it. The batter was way in front of it, and that just goes to show you how important changing speeds can be.
So that was checked out. Lamani, who made the play over at second base. So 2 up and 2 down here in the inning once again for the Rams. Shannon Kelly now will step to the plate. Low for a ball, 1-0. Ted, we brought this up before. Sometimes I think it's good if you're playing back-to-back and you've been the team that's been beaten up the day before, you want to get right back out there against the same team.
Learn from your mistakes.
Could not check her swing. It's a strike, 1-1.
Well, there's 2 ways to go about it when you're back-to-back. I also like being on the winning side when you go back-to-back, especially in a big win. But the motivation factor is there for the team that lost the first one, that's for sure.
That's up high for a ball. 2-1 now the count.
But again, just for Kingsway, the fact that they scored early and they got the lead first, that's huge.
Missing low, 3-1. Well, they matched their run production from yesterday, and they fell behind 3-0 in the first inning yesterday. Never really were able to catch up.
Some days you have games like that. You get in a rut and you just can't get out.
Low ball 4. That is the first base runner of the day for the Rams. After 5 straight batters were retired, Kelly's able to work the 2-out walk.
Gloucester Catholic is outstanding in their base running skills. So again, not necessarily you're going to see a steal here, but look for some action on the bases, Ed.
that'll bring Linda Hahn to the plate, the right fielder stepping in. 2 outs, 1 on for the Rams, trailing the Dragons 1-0. Nubbed over towards second base. That'll be Lemani, who gloves and throws to first, and that'll retire the side. So the Rams are put down here in the second inning. No runs, hits, or errors. 1 left on base. 2 complete. The score, Kingsway 1, Gloucester Catholic 0. You're watching high school softball on Comcast Cablevision Channel 5. Back with more right after this. Welcome back to Gloucester as the first pitch is foul down the third base side, out of play. It's getting some good aluminum on that one. Turning on that one was Christy Mulbauer. Not a bad hitting pitcher as we see right there, though that one was foul. Put some pretty good oomph on that hit.
She got well in front of it and drove it.
That one nubbed over towards second base. Wilson will glove, throw over to first base in time for out number 1.
It's a good job by Wilson to keep her glove on the ground and stay low. It took a goofy hop on her, and she stayed with it. Good job to make the out.
1 down here in the third, and back to the top of the order we go to Teresa Fromm. She singled, scored the only run of the game. She went to second on a sacrifice, and during the throw to first, went to third. The throw got away from the third baseman. She was able to come in and score the only run. And as the first pitch misses high, speed will kill. And that was the case with Fromm doing her job early on. High for a ball. And we know Fromm is a threat when she gets on base. This Kingsway team playing in Group 3 this year should be the 3rd seed in the upcoming tournament as that pitch is over for a strike. A record of 12-3 at the cutoff before losing 1 game this weekend and 1 game yesterday. They're now 12-5 overall, and against 6-2 are both teams in the division. Missing low.
It is amazing at how good the overall Tri-County is, not only for the big schools, but the little schools. With Shalleck out there, these teams can play.
Low ball 4, so the last person in the world you want to walk is Teresa Fromm, but she is a base runner here with 1 out.
Well, this is when you can start doing some damage out there. Maybe try and slap one if you maybe go with the steal, but it looks like our catcher has a pretty solid arm, so they got to be careful with the catcher and see how they want to play things.
Well, here is Amber Lemani, as we mentioned. She sacrificed her first time up, but she turns around. Catch is made for out number 1. Throw to first, double play. Excellent play by Vanell at third base. She's able to get it in the air and throw to first base to complete the double play. That will do it for the Dragons. All of a sudden, we're through the top of the 3rd inning. It is still 1-0 Kingsway on top.
But I really like what Coach Bryles called in that situation. It had the young lady fake the bunt, which brings third and first base in. It often moves the shortstop and second baseman before they're supposed to. They allow her to swing, and if she gets a little bit more on that, that's trouble, because if it goes over the third baseman's head, that's going to be a big at-bat.
We were talking a little bit about Kingsway making the Group 3 cutoff. Of course, Gloucester Catholic making in Parochial B. They were 6-5 at the cutoff, but only 4 teams from South Jersey in the Parochial A. Paul VI, Camden Catholic, Gloucester Catholic, Holy Cross. So you could see if everything is unofficial right now, but you could very well see a pretty decent battle with Gloucester Catholic and Camden Catholic going at it in the first round.
And nobody has that outstanding of a record as you look at the overall records in Parochial A, so you'd have to think the hot team with the strong pitchers got to be the favorite.
And as we mentioned, is also the coaching staff told us before, this team has gotten a little better and a little better as the season has gone on, and they face tough competition, so that should help them come postseason. And meanwhile, Kingsway is going to be in a Group 3 that has Hamilton, has Highland, has Clearview, another team in the division. So Williamstown as well should be a very tight race in Group 3.
Top. Come on, let's go.
Here we go now to the bottom of the 3rd inning as the Rams come to the plate. Noelle O'Connell, the shortstop, steps up
Chris, come on, let's go.
and takes a look at the first pitch for a ball.
Let's go, come on, 43, let's go, Christy.
High for a ball. And again, how these pitchers are able to stay within the strike zone, not just for throwing pitches in the strike zone, but location is going to be a key down the stretch today. Over for a called strike at the knees.
It's a pitcher. I love a pitch like that. If she's going to hit it, it's going to be right into the ground.
Well, Mulbauer has been very strong so far. Has only allowed 1 base runner. That was a walk last inning. That one is fouled down the right field side. Heading to and off the top of our palatial control center here at Comcast Cablevision. Hope everyone's okay in there. There have been a few baseball and softball dents on the top of our truck this season.
Just a handful.
That one is ripped down the right field side, and it will be caught by the right fielder, Barber, who runs in and makes a fine play for the out.
That's the case where the scouting report was great. She barely had to move a step or two. It was hit hard, but, that's an atom ball, Ed. Nothing you can do about it.
And that is something the coaches, especially in this division, don't always get a lot of credit for, is when you look at so many good teams and so many good players, to be able to scout them, and it pays off in a situation just like that.
And they're pretty much playing straight away.
And Traggett tries to lay down a bunt, but making the catch is Lindsey Evans, who got off the mask quickly, got off the plate quickly, and made a fine play.
And we've known Coach Bryles, Ed, for quite some time, in association with Dulcie and now with Kingsway. I mean, and through his father being here many years in basketball. He's an outstanding coach. He motivates the girls, and he always keeps them in the game. And no matter what level of play of players he brings in, they're always in the game.
And some very good bloodlines with that particular group. We've seen the Bryles have success in so many different sports and so many different forms of athletics throughout South Jersey, and particularly throughout this conference, as Wilson takes one for a ball. Wilson flied out to center her first time up, the leadoff hitter for Gloucester Catholic.
And as that's taken high, there's definitely a contrast in the girls', I don't want to say attitude, but demeanor today. Kingsway, very loud, very in the game. We're not hearing much from Catholic at the moment. They're very quiet.
Up high, and again, that goes back to our earlier discussion. I know for baseball, a lot of major leaguers, you lose a 10-1 game the night before, the chances are the next day you're going to come out and play much better. Over for a called strike.
Especially when you have talent. There's certain situations where you say, well, we're not in the same league, but these two teams are fairly comparable with the talent.
Right, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays may have a bigger problem than that than, say, the Red Sox or the Yankees,
yes.
As that one misses low ball 4, and Wilson will head to first base.
And keep in mind, Wilson, the leadoff batter in the lineup, so look for some things on the base pass here as Braun comes up.
Here is Kate Braun. She was a strikeout victim her first time up, tried to check on a swing, was unable to do so. And again, now we'll see if the wheels go turning here on the base path for what the coaches want to do.
She's showing bunt.
Slaps one back to the mound. Nice grab by Mulbauer, who throws to first base, and the side is retired here in the third inning. So that will do it for Gloucester Catholic. No runs, hits or errors, and 1 left on base. 3 in the books here in Gloucester. The score, Kingsway 1, Gloucester Catholic nothing. Back with more in a bit. You're watching high school softball on Comcast Cablevision Channel 5. Brianna Barber leading off the top of the 4th inning for Kingsway. She takes one for a strike. She reached base on an error her first time up.
It's amazing, too. A freshman in the 3rd spot. A lot of respect for this young lady. Good hit ball.
Off the end of the bat to O'Connell. She'll throw over to first base in time for the out.
And I can tell with that swing why she is batting 3rd. A real smooth swing off that. Hits the ball real hard. Well done.
That is 1 out, and Hasselman will come to the plate. She singled her first time up. And Kingsway's up 1-0. This could have been a lot worse for Gloucester Catholic, but Tina Damer lined into a double play to end the inning in the first, with the Dragons still threatening as that one is fouled off. Hey, you got the sense with runners at first and second, 1 out and run across, that what happened to Kingsway yesterday was happening to Gloucester Catholic, but the Rams are able to get out of it. That one is popped high into the air, heading towards right field. Hahn looks, makes the catch for the second out.
See Hahn wearing her sunglasses there. Had to shade the sun as she went, and I thought that might have been a little more trouble off the bat, but the ball didn't really carry that well. It was a nice play.
The ball's not carrying as well, and also, as you see Hahn out there in right field, again, it seems like so far today the outfielders have been in perfect position where every pitch has been hit. 2 up and 2 down, and Tina Damer, who hit into that double play, will step in next. That one grounded towards the hole, knocked down, but off the glove of O'Connell, and safe at first base is Damon. That would have been a tough play even if she was able to field it cleanly.
Yeah, she was going hard to her right. She would have had to plant and make a very strong throw. And I would call that a hit, Ed.
I think, again, I would call it a hit too, because it was a tough play, and because even if she fields it cleanly, it's a decent chance Damer, who has some good speed, would have been safe. So that is the 3rd hit of the game for either side. All 3 hits via Kingsway, as now Coughlin will step in and look at one low for a ball.
That's a real nice scoop by the catcher there, Ed, who saved the runner moving up to second base. A tough ball that bounced right at the plate. Usually they skid by a catcher.
And you see Coughlin's line on the day. Popped out to left field, but rips that one foul down the left field side out of play. And so far, you have to give credit to the outfielders. All of them have made the plays, and that's not easy with the sun where it is today. You saw the sunglasses out with Hahn in right field.
Got to be careful what you throw here, Ed. That was a fastball. She sat on and drilled it. If you let up on your speed here, you could be in danger of a long ball.
Grounded over towards third. Vanell will have trouble with it, and it looked like she might have hurt her arm as everybody's safe. Looked like that took a funny hop on her. We'll see how they score it, but Vanell having problems with that, and that puts runners at first and second.
Vanell will tell you she probably should have made that play, so I'm sure that's going to be an error, Ed. It took a high hop at the plate, and then what happens on that second hop, you have that English in the spin, and it takes off on you, and it went past her glove and hit her on her forearm, as we're going to get looks like a pinch runner into the game.
So Kingsway getting in the pinch runner as Melissa Sanger will come in and pitch run. And stepping out to the plate now, Lindsay Evans, who flied out to third base her first time up. There's the pinch runner, Sanger.
This is a big at bat early on in this game. It's only 1-0, and we still are early in this game, but in a tight race between these two teams, this is big here.
So a chance for Kingsway to stretch their 1-0 lead. Over for a strike, and this inning started out innocently enough with Jess Kelly retiring the first two batters, but a single and then the error. The third error of the game for Gloucester Catholic puts runners at first and second. Swung on a miss for a strike.
Down left field, they are really tight to the line. Center fielder shading slightly to left. If she can get one over the shortstop's head, that's going to be trouble.
Missing low, runners taking off for third. Here's the throw down to third base, not in time. Good slide as Damer slid in safely. She moves up to third. Coughlin moves up to second. Looked like a very good call down there. Looked like the throw beat her, but she got her legs in.
And the other thing that happened is Vanell at third base, instead of putting the ball on the bag edge, she reached for the runner and ended up tagging her up at her knee.
Evans chases the high fastball, however, and the Rams able to get out of the inning. That is the second strikeout on the afternoon for Jess Kelly. For Kingsway, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on. Halfway through here in Gloucester City, the score, Kingsway 1, Gloucester Catholic 0.
Tough inning there for Kingsway as they had a chance with runners in scoring position, but a couple of high balls that were probably balls were swung on and go down for strikeouts. But, you know, in games like this, you see the score there, 1-0. And no hits thus far for Gloucester Catholic and 3 errors. That's been the difference in the game. There you see our umpire.
And I think if you're Gloucester Catholic, you have to feel fortunate this is a 1-0 game. As you mentioned, the 3 errors, 2 coming in that first inning, in which Kingsway was able to get the only run of the game, but still 1-0. And if you, from the Gloucester Catholic perspective, you look at it as you still have 4 at-bats to try to get your run across. Getting to be that time of year, it's almost, as we say, a bittersweet time because we know the sports season in general is coming to an end, but you know, the Diamond Classic's going on in baseball finishing up this weekend. The cutoff is come and gone, so people can start to think about some of the matchups in the upcoming state tournament, which should be very exciting again this year if you look at the way some of the brackets should shape out to go. And don't forget the opener of the Diamond Classic. What a thriller between Shawnee and Gloucester Catholic. You could see that game on Comcast coming up this Thursday night. At 8 o'clock, the venerable Sean Doolittle showing off his stuff for Shawnee, now the #1 team in South Jersey.
Pro prospect, probably the game of the year, too, as well, Ed. That's the game everybody wanted to see.
And you know, sometimes some people say, well, why do the top 2 teams meet in the first round? And the way the brackets are formed, certain champions from certain divisions are placed in certain spots early on. Gemrick now lines one foul down the left field side. We talked about Gemrick's day yesterday. She struck out once today, but a 4-for-4 day with 4 runs scored. And, oh, by the way, she only gave up 5 hits on the mound, too. Gloucester Catholic has 2 pitchers they use who have both been effective this year. It's missing up high for a ball, 1-1.
But again, they're doing a good job as Kingsway, changing speed, try to come in with the changeup, and Gemrick just was not ready for that, but it was a ball.
Foul back to the screen. Quickly getting back to Doolittle, we talked about the outstanding Shawnee baseball pitcher. He has a college scholarship to a Division I school, but you know he's going to get the call on draft day, so he'll have an interesting decision to make.
When it comes to that, it's all about money. If they offer you enough money, you got to take it.
That one is hit high into the air in left field, drifting back to left fielder, able to make the catch as Ramson able to squeeze it for out #1.
It's a great job again by the Kingsway coaching staff. Before that, 2 pitches before that, they moved the left fielder about 3 or 4 steps over to the line and made it an easy play.
And all the outfielders, as we mentioned, look very calm out there, very composed, able to make everything look easy. Riri Farino now stepping up. She flied out to center field her first time up. Looks at the off-speed pitch, and Mulbauer has really mixed up her pitches well today. Has thrown that off-speed pitch a lot more than a lot of pitchers normally will, and it's been effective.
People underestimate a changeup. They really do, Ed.
And you throw a changeup, you come right back with a pitch like that. It's not easy.
Because when you're throwing the same speed constantly, it's almost like being in the batting cage. But then when they say, all right, this one's fast, and here comes the slow one, big difference. There it is. Oh.
So she comes with a changeup, a fastball, and a changeup, and it's 2-1.
Rigno very fortunate, because that looked pretty good from here.
That one hit in the hole for a base hit. So that is the first hit of the day for Gloucester Catholic, and they have a one-out base runner here in the fourth.
That's a good piece of hitting for Ferrigno behind in the count, Ed, because most of the Lady Rams have been trying to pull the inside pitch. She just inside out it the opposite way, and now Catholic's going to get the pinch runner and try and get a run on the board.
So the Rams getting the pinch runner out as Dana Anastasia will be at first base. So Anastasia representing the tying run with one out. And Vanell will come up to the plate. She grounded out to second her first time up. Swung on and missed for a strike.
I like the aggressiveness, Ed. That was right down the plate. She had a real nice swing at that.
34, come on, let's go, Chris. Come on, Mindy, pop your feet on fire. Come on, get ready to throw.
On the inside corner for a strike.
Vanell didn't like that pitch, but again, good pitching performance today by Kingsway. It's really kept the Lady Rams off balance.
A speed pitch missing outside for a ball. Mulbauer does not look phased in any way by giving up her first hit. She's come right back and made the kind of pitches she's wanted to make. That one missing a bit low for a ball.
Came back with the changeup, and that's where you want it, Ed. If you want it to be low, it bounced at the plate, that's okay. Just keep the batter thinking.
There's a fastball nubbed over towards second base, knocked down by the second baseman, and able to knock it down as Lamani and throw to second for the force. As Anastasia is retired, safe at first base on the fielder's choice is Vanell.
That wasn't an easy play for Lamani. You saw her there a second ago. She doesn't have a hat or sunglasses on, and that was floating up around where the sun was. That's kind of why it was a tougher play for her, but heads up to get the force at second.
And a fine job, too, because she realized the situation. She was able to knock it down, didn't panic, knew that she had plenty of time with the base runner holding to get the force out. So 2 outs now for Shannon Kelly, who walked her first time up. The first base run of the day was Kelly for the Rams. Perfect pitch at the knees for a called strike.
That's exactly right. Low inside, right at the corner.
So very impressive performance so far on the mound by Mulbauer. She is a junior. She'll be back with this Dragon squad next season. Sort of a pitch out it looked like that time as that one misses outside.
I don't know if a changeup got away from her, but it definitely wasn't where they wanted it. If it was a pitch out, that is a possibility.
Swung on and missed. And you talked about that changeup, Tad. We've seen so many, not just fastball pitchers, but pitchers like Tobin who are just so dominating in the past. So the more of these pitchers working in the changeups, the more effective they'll be. Also gives the fielders a little more work at times as that one is fouled off.
Again, the changeup, Ed, is so underrated. It makes the batting for batters so difficult because you can hitch, double swing. Sometimes it's very, very difficult.
That one is popped up over towards second base. Lamani able to squeeze it, and the Dragons able to put the Rams down here in the fourth. For Gloucester Catholic, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. 4 complete here in Gloucester City. The score, Kingsway 1, Gloucester Catholic nothing. You're watching high school softball on Comcast Cablevision, Channel 5. Dana Ramson leading things off for Kingsway here in the fifth. Dragons on top of the Rams, 1-0 as she looks at the first pitch for a ball. So Kingsway losing 10-1 yesterday to Gloucester Catholic, up 1-0 here in the fifth. Bunt attempt is popped up in the air. This is going to be trouble. Good play by the third baseman. Throw to first in time for the out as Vanell made a fine play to get it down to first for the out.
Well, Vanell saw the bunt coming. She was about 15 feet away as it was hit. It landed in the, from the air to the ground, took a nasty spin. She was heading towards the Kingsway dugout as she threw it. It was hard not to hit the runner when you throw that, and well done.
Yeah, not only did she, as you mentioned, make that play off the spin, but made a perfect strike to Kelly at first for the out. That pitch is popped up, shallow left field. This one could be trouble, and it drops in for a base hit. So Mulbauer 0 for 1 with a ground out, now 1 for 2 with a bloop single, and that one looked like trouble off the bat.
I didn't see any communication at all with the left fielder. This Matranga out there. She's got to take control. She's got to let him know either I can get to it or I can't get to it. The shortstop was just hung out to dry.
So the Dragons have a 1-out base runner, and here's Teresa Frama. The only run of the game. Only hitter to be on base twice today with a single and a walk.
Well, Kingsway has tried the fake bunt and the swing. Let's see if they try the bunt or a straight steal here to try and mix things up with the runner at first.
Fromm is another junior. We look down this Kingsway lineup. They're having a strong year, and not as many seniors in this lineup. Several of their key players are juniors. They do have a senior in Tina Damer who they'll be losing, but a lot of these Dragons will be back next year as that pitch is over for a strike.
I think if you're Kingsway, you got to take some chances here. You got to try to make something happen.
Could see the runner take off here. We'll see as that pitch is popped up. In the air to second base. This looks like two as you see the runner slip, and it's a double play. So the Rams able to get out of trouble as Wilson was able to catch the ball. And again, as you mentioned, moving was Mulbauer, but she is thrown out on the double play. So another double play ends the top of the fifth for Kingsway. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And none left on. We go to the bottom of the fifth, still 1-0 Kingsway on top of Gloucester Catholic.
That's just bad luck for Kingsway, but that's where the runner at first has to pay attention on the hit in this game. If she identified that was going to be caught, it was relatively a looping fly ball, she would have time to get back, but she had her head down and it was too late by the time the ball was caught. There's a hot man tonight here, Ed.
We don't envy the umpire's job as they, on a day like this, with the heat like it is, and a lot of times, again, wearing the umpire's equipment, it can be a little hot. But, again, not an easy job, and they do it well.
Something I don't enjoy doing unless I have to, Ed.
Well, we talked about how the Group 3 playoffs are shaping up, and, of course, several other teams in our area involved in the postseason. In that Group 3, another team from this division, the Deptford Spartans, another program, again, softball-wise, that turned itself around, now is a contender, and this division used to have 2, 3, maybe 4 teams. Now you can go 5, 6 deep every year.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes Gloucester Catholic as Hahn will lead things off here in the bottom of the fifth, takes one for a strike. She grounded out her first time up. 3 hits for Kingsway, 1 hit for Gloucester Catholic.
Come on, Chris.
That one is nubbed over the head of the pitcher, Mulbauer. This will be a tough play. The throw to first base in time for the out. A fine play by Amber Lemani, who has been outstanding at second base today.
Yeah, Lemani charged it, stepped and threw. That was very close. Bang, bang play at first base.
1 out here in the fifth inning as Noelle O'Connell will step to the plate. The shortstop fly to right her first time up. 1-0 Kingsway, bottom of the fifth. Where's the bunt, pops it up in the air, and the catch is made by Damer for the second out. And well, you mentioned it before, Tad. It seems like the Dragons are exactly where they should be on every play.
Yeah, that was well read. She was, again, saw the bunt coming, was halfway up the start. That was an easy play for her. You can tell they're a well-coached team, Ed. They are motivated. They are into this game.
77.
Here's Mantranga. She fouled out to the catcher her first time up. As the left-handed hitter stands in here in the bottom of the fifth, base is empty, 2 out. Squares to bunt, offered at it for strike 1.
One of the problems for Gloucester Catholic in this game, Ed, is they just can't get the first runner on base. They can't get him to first.
They have not had a leadoff runner on base yet today. There's the bunt attempt. Mulbauer on the mound quickly throws over to first base, and another 1-2-3 inning from Mulbauer as the Dragons put the Rams down in order here in the fifth. No runs, hits, or errors, and none left. We move to the 6th inning here in Gloucester. The score, Kingsway 1, Gloucester Catholic 0. You're watching high school softball on Comcast Cablevision Channel 5. Back with more right after this. Ed Benkin, Tadd Kozeniewski here as we move to the top of the 6th inning in Gloucester City. Taking the first pitch for a strike is Amber Lemani, and her Kingsway Dragons lead the Gloucester Catholic Rams 1-0. As you see, she sacrificed her first time up and also kind of a tough luck, lined into a double play her second time up. The Dragons have hit into 3 double plays today, 2 of them with 2 runners on.
Yeah, they've definitely had more base runners in this game, but just the double plays have killed them.
The Dragons getting 2 hits with the help of 2 errors as well, able to get their first run in the first inning, and they've only had 1 hit since that in the 4th. And give a little credit to Jess Kelly, the pitcher for Gloucester Catholic, who's really settled down. That one is grounded foul. We talked a lot about the work of Mulbauer, but Jess Kelly, one of the 2 pitchers Gloucester Catholic has used much of the season, has settled down on a fine job.
Well, she has done a fine job thus far. Their defense, again, has picked her up behind her.
There's that changeup again, and that one's fouled down the left field side. It can be so tough, as you mentioned. You see the changeup. You don't have to see a fastball as overpowering as the best fastball pitchers in the area, but it's enough to throw you off.
And if you hit it sometimes just like that, either in the ground or pulled foul.
Manny pops one up, shallow center field. Giving chase is the center fielder, Braun, who comes in and makes the catch for out number 1.
Kate Braun got a great jump on that ball. Initially, I thought it might go a little further. She was coming in all the way, made a real nice play. And you see Kate in center field. Doesn't quite have to fight the sun as much as the right fielder, Hahn, has to.
That is 1 out here in the 6th inning. As Barbara will come to the plate, she has reached on an error and grounded out, and we talked about Gloucester Catholic not getting their leadoff runner on all day. As that one hits Barbara, she'll go to first. So runner at first, 1 out. But very quickly, Kingsway's only had their leadoff runner on once today, and guess what? She scored the only run of the game.
Here you have a pretty good hitter coming to the plate here, Ed. She's hitting 277. I have a feeling you might see a hit and run or a straight steal in this situation.
Well, here is Vicki Hasselman as she looks at one that bounces away from Farino, and moving up to second base now is Barber.
I'm sorry, that's the break Kingsway needed.
Well, the way Mulbauer is pitching, the way the Dragons are playing in the field, a second run would look bigger today than a lot of other days when these 2 teams have played.
This is where Hasselman has to make contact for Kingsway. If she can get it the other way, even better.
Popped up foul, that'll head out of play. Right near, of course, where we are parked. Always makes you hold your breath a little bit when we're over here.
This is crucial with the 1-0 game, Ed. She's got to try and maybe delay her swing a little bit and try and push the ball the other way and get that runner to third base. You don't want to pull it right at the third baseman.
Foul as she got in front of that pitch and gets it out of play once again here at Joseph P. Sheridan Memorial Field, site of a lot of baseball, a lot of softball during the spring, during the summer, different little leagues, the high school level as well for softball. That one grounded over towards short. O'Connell fields, throws over to first base. Runner taking off for third. Here's the play to third base. It goes over the head of the third baseman, O'Connell. Montranga can't track it down, and coming in to score is Barber. So the Dragons do get that second run, and once again, it's the speed on the base path that gives the Dragons a 2-0 lead.
Well, they got the throw to third. The left fielder, Matranga, did a great job. She was in position, but the ball took a goofy bounce and bounced over her left shoulder, and a break for Kingsway there again, Ed. Being aggressive on the base pass, they're taking it to Gloucester Catholic today.
And that'll have to be scored an error because of the throw. It brought the run home. So the 4th error of the day for the Rams. 2 outs now in the inning, and stepping up now is Damer. She hits one into left field. Unable to come up with it is Montranga. And so Damer is a 2-out base runner as she picks up the 4th hit of the day for Kingsway.
Tranga's been busy and left, but if you just look at the overall body English of Gloucester Catholic, they are just not saying much. They're kind of hanging their heads a little bit. Kingsway very vocal, very into the game, and that's why they have this 2-0 lead.
You talked about it right from the start, Tad, the way this Kingsway team has looked focused. They're very vocal on the bench. They have to give them a lot of credit, give Coach Bryles, too, for getting this team ready today. Pitch missing low, knocked down by Farino, and holding at first base is Damer.
Frigna did a good job, Ed, to get in there to knock that down, because otherwise we'd have the runner at second base in scoring position again.
Over on the inside corner for a strike. So Coughlin stepping back in, 0 for 2. Safe on an error as you see her last at bat, also flied out to left field. That one ripped in the hole, and that'll be in for a base hit. Coming up to second base is Damer. She will hold there. And it's first and second, 2 outs for Kingsway here in the 6th.
Kingsway Lady Dragons just sitting on some fastballs, hitting them hard and driving it. Looks like Coach Bryles is going to go into his bench here to make a move.
Might get a courtesy runner out there. We'll see, or maybe he'll get a pinch hitter as Lindsay Evans is scheduled to bat next.
I believe they're looking. Yes. Nicole, I believe DeSimone, Ed?
DeSimone will come out and pinch run, so she'll be over at second base. She represents what will be a very big third run for these Dragons. Kingsway coming in, we mentioned, at 12-5, 12-4 at the start of the week before that loss to Gloucester Catholic. And Kingsway, for the most part, has played fairly well in this division. As we said, they picked up their second loss yesterday, but
well, as you get ready for the playoffs, Ed, if they can avenge a loss that they had yesterday, this will be big as you get ready for the playoffs.
Pitch missing low for a ball. So Evans stepping up now, trying to stretch Kingsway's lead. That one missing low, almost hit her, and Kelly's had a little problem with her control this inning.
Well, they're hitting the ball too, so that makes you think as a pitcher as well. And she had that wild pitch that caused the run room up to second. You think even more.
Evans choking up on the bat as that one misses low. And Tad, as you mentioned, she's been hit around a little bit, and that's partially because when you miss out of the strike zone, you take a little something off it to make sure it gets over the plate.
She needs a friend. She needs somebody to call timeout and go talk to her, whether it's one of her teammates or a coach. I'm sure they might go out and talk to her now. She needs somebody to talk to her right now.
That is ball 4, so that will load the bases. The pinch runner, DeSimone, moves up to third, and Coughlin goes down to second.
I think it's a good job by Coach McHenry to come out here. You just see she's hanging her head. She's looking frustrated. They're going to hit the ball, Ed. They're good players. You just can't hurt yourself with the walks.
Speaking of good coaches and good coaching staff, Julie McHenry, I'd say, has done a pretty fun job at Gloucester Catholic all these years.
Won a ton of games, some state championships involved as well. Had some great players come through here.
The great thing traditionally in this conference is there have been years when Kingsway was in Group 2 where you've had champions in either 3 of the 4 public groups in a parochial group, or 2 of them. You've seen multiple championships in the division each year almost.
Now the umpires are talking something over about the changes. I guess they're okay with this now.
You look at the way Group 3 is going to go unofficially as we see the changes going on right now. Kingsway, Clearview, Williamstown, Deptford, 3 through 6 in the bracket, so you could see a lot of head-to-head matchups in the playoffs with some division foes. Looks like Myers is coming out to run now as she is over at first base. There you see the freshman, Megan Myers. So Myers at first base now, bases loaded for Ramson. 2 outs in the inning. Swings and whips one into center field for a base hit. DeSimone will come in to score. Everybody else moves up a base. 3-0 Kingsway.
Well, the pitcher has to come at you with the bases loaded. She sat on the fastball and drilled it into center field. That's a great piece of hitting.
So Kingsway doing just about everything right today. After hitting the 3 double plays, finally able to break through with a couple more runs to stretch their lead to 3-0. Now Mulbauer looks at the first pitch low, and she is the 8th hitter in the inning for the Dragons. What a day she's having. She has also picked up a single and was involved on the base path in one of the double plays as that one is grounded foul. But Mulbauer's done a fine job on the mound trying to help her team at the plate. And another hit here would really put this game away.
Yeah, you think if you can go at least up by 4, that's going to be a tough task for Gloucester Catholic.
Foul back to the screen.
I'm just impressed again with the overall demeanor of this team from the coach on down. Everyone into the game, very aggressive, going after the first pitch if it's there and hitting the ball hard and taking advantage of errors and good base running on the bases today.
Mulbauer nubs one foul down the third base side. That'll go out of play. And on the other side of it too, Tad, a Gloucester Catholic team that has a lot of young players. You win a game like you do yesterday, and maybe you walk out on the field thinking, okay, this is going to be easy today, and it's a lesson learned.
I've done it many times as a player, Ed. I've seen it as a coach.
Nub foul in front of the plate. This is a good battle between Kelly and Mulbauer.
I mean, you can just about transfer that to any sport, any kind of competitive anything. You can never take your opponent for granted. You got to come out and do it on the field.
That one nubbed. This could be trouble. Vanell at third. She is able to field it cleanly and step on the bag for the third out. So the side retired in the 6th for Kingsway, but the Dragons able to play 2 runs on 3 hits. Another Gloucester Catholic error in the inning. And 2-3 left on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Kingsway leading Gloucester Catholic 3-0. Back with more on Comcast Cablevision right after this. Welcome back to Gloucester City. Ed Benkin and Tadd Kozeniewski with you as we move to the bottom of the 6th. 3-0 Kingsway on top of Gloucester Catholic. And Justine Wilson, leadoff hitter for the Rams, takes the first pitch for a strike. She is 0 for 1, has flied out and walked. Next pitch is nubbed over to second base, and another play for Amber Lemani, who has made them all today at second. That's out number 1.
Another Adam ball, fisted inside. Again, it's been the pitching performance thus far. Good pitches and good spots have made it tough for the Catholic hitters.
Go get her, Mill.
And once again, for the 6th straight inning, the Rams unable to get their leadoff hitter on base as Kate Braun will come to the plate.
Let's go, Red. Girl.
Looks at one inside for a strike. Just on the inside corner for strike 1.
Come on, Chris. Come on, Chris.
Mulbyer's location has been excellent this afternoon. That one popped up into the air to left center field. This one could be a tough play, but running it down and making a great catch is Teresa Fromm, who got a good beat on that ball and made the running catch.
Yeah, as you mentioned it, she got a great jump on that ball, angled it back towards the fence, saw that the left fielder couldn't get there, and made the play.
2 up, 2 down here in the 6th. On just 4 pitches, and Sammy Gemerick will come to the plate. We mentioned the hero yesterday, 0 for 2 today. Over for a called strike. Just 1 hit today for the Rams, and it was a clean one. A solid single to right by Farino. Off-speed pitch, rip foul towards Coach McHenry.
Great pitch, change up, Ed. She was about 5 miles in front. That hit it right off the dugout.
So here's Mulbyer, fastball, then change up again, getting ahead of the hitter.
Good job, Eddie. Good job. Come on, Chris.
Certainly has kept them guessing all afternoon.
Let's go, Red.
Up high for a ball, 1 and 2. Everybody on the Dragons still on their feet the whole game at the edge of the fence in the dugout area, cheering their teammates on. That one is nubbed over to the first base side, and an underhanded catch is made by Hasselman for the 3rd out. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Mulbyer. That will do it for the Rams here in the 6th inning. As we get ready for the 7th inning, the score, Kingsway 3, Gloucester Catholic nothing. And Tad, right now, Mulbyer and the Kingsway defense making it look easy.
Yeah, they've come to play here, Ed, about that motivation factor you said coming off the loss yesterday against the same team. They came ready to play. A lot of times that's all the motivation you did, and Gloucester Catholic tried to get into it a little bit last inning, but, you know, they just kind of look dead thus far.
Tad, we look at how some of the area teams are shaping up as we head into the tournament. In Group 1, the team that really opened up some eyes this year, Woodbury, the Thundering Herd. And that's a program that's really turned themselves around. They qualify for the postseason. Great story in Woodbury to see them make the Group 1 cut.
You know, very competitive team there. Again, it's amazing. The teams in this area always, no matter what the sport, are always in the mix.
Keeps us busy, and that's the way we like it. And we talked about the teams in Group 3 and Group 2. Gateway is a team that has qualified for the playoffs. Glassboro, another softball program that's turned things around the last couple of years. There they are at 7-7. And you look at Glassboro, and again, it's what you just said. It's not just the Tri-County Royal. There are more teams getting more competitive in the Classic Division as well.
There's been such a change in women's softball over the last 10 to 15 years with these ASA summer teams. It's become more specialized. The girls tend to play it more all year round, and they're just becoming better, solid performers.
And we're seeing that really in a lot of girls' sports on the high school level. Basketball in particular now has also become a year-round sport. Soccer as well, and that's why we're seeing so many teams and so many programs just getting better and better. Top of the 7th inning now for the Dragons, as leading things off will be Teresa Fromm. Singled, scored a run, walked, and hit into a double play, and she's the only hitter not to come to the plate last inning when the Dragons sent 8. That one ripped over to third base. Nice grab by Vanella. She'll throw over to first base for the out, and that is why they call it the hot corner.
She's about 10 feet in front of the bag at third. Had to stay low, came up with the ball. That is a very tough play to make, Ed.
And a fine play by Vanella for the first out. So here's Lemani. Has sacrificed on the play that brought in the first run. Hit a hard line into a double play at third and has fly to center. So she's done well, even though the line score may not say so. And as we've also said, she has played very well on the field today for Kingsway.
Again, Kingsway offering at that first pitch. I'm a big proponent of that. If the pitcher's throwing strikes, go after the first pitch. If it's there, it's your pitch.
Fouled back out of play. So right now, Lemani behind in the count, 0-2. Incidentally, Gloucester Catholic will send their 4, 5, and 6 hitters up in the bottom of the 7th. One missing up high, and there's that changeup.
That's dangerous when it's up that high, too, Ed. Sometimes those balls can go a long way.
Fastball hit over towards third slowly. Vanell throws to first base in time for out number 2.
Vanell has a real strong arm, Ed. She stepped it through, and that ball got there in a hurry. That's the other thing you need from the third baseman. Besides being tough and able to knock down balls with great reaction, you have to have a strong arm, and she really had a lot on that one.
And so Vanell makes 2 plays for 2 outs, 5-3 and 5-3 in the scorebook, and here's Barber. Barber pops one up foul down the right field side, and it stays in fair territory, actually, and Wilson makes a fine play. That one looked like it was going foul. Instead, it's caught for the out. And the Dragons put down an order in the top of the 7th. We move to the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance for Gloucester Catholic. Kingsway on top, 3-0.
Well, historically, if you're Gloucester Catholic getting ready for the bottom of this inning, you're going to take a pitch till you get a strike and do anything you can to get on base. And then if you do get on base, you're almost forced to take it 1 base at a time. So we'll see what their strategy is against a pitcher who's had a heck of a game today.
Don't forget, as we mentioned, coming up Thursday night at 8 here on Comcast Cablevision, baseball, the Diamond Classic game that everyone was anticipating, everyone was talking about, and now everyone wants to see. Shawnee and Gloucester Catholic, the 2 best teams in South Jersey, at least rankings-wise, and they certainly put on a good show this past weekend.
I definitely believe they are the 2 best teams in South Jersey, and, you know, some of the best players you're going to see in South Jersey as well. Definitely a game you want to catch if you're a high school sports fan.
We've talked all about what the Diamond Classic does for baseball. Certainly the Hamilton tournament, year after year, continues to get better, continues to grow in popularity, and that has become the premier in-season tournament now in South Jersey. Riri Farino will lead things off. She has fly to center, and she's picked up the only hit of the game for Gloucester Catholic. Missing low at the just below the knees, 1-0.
She's got to be taking all the way till she gets a strike.
Come on, Chris. Come on, Chris.
No?
Sad fouls one. Actually, I'll tell you what, Tad, if she's going to not take and swing, that was a pretty good pitch to hit. Just got under it for a strike.
Yeah, it was high up in the strike zone. She had a good cut, but I still like to make the pitcher work. That would have been a borderline strike, Ed.
Missing a bit low. It is 2-1.
It's a tough pitch there. Very close to the knees.
Come on, Chris.
So 2-1 now the count. Dragons need 3 outs to split this back-to-back series, and that one is over for a strike, 2-2.
First batter is the whole game here. Kingsway can get him out. They're in good shape.
Well, they've done that for the first 6 leadoff hitters in this game.
Up, out.
A foul out of play, so. And that's a big key. And Tad, I know you're a big proponent of this, talking about what happens when the leadoff hitter gets on, the percentages. Well,
yeah, the percentage of scoring are way up near the 90s, 90%.
As we mentioned, all 6 leadoff hitters for Gloucester Catholic retired so far today.
It even gets more accentuated when the leadoff batter walks for some silly reason. Some studies that have been done on the Major League Baseball level. They end up scoring something ridiculous like 93% of the time, which is amazing.
And right now, Kingsway's first run of the game coming on the leadoff hitter. That gave them the lead. They have not relinquished, and there is a strikeout as Mulbauer throws the changeup for out number 1.
Huge pitch by Mulbauer. A changeup off the outside corner of the plate. What a pitch.
That's the first out of the inning. 3rd strikeout for Mulbauer. Her first strikeout since the first inning when she struck out 2, as Vanell will come to the plate. Fires that in for a strike, and Vanell on the day is grounded out and hit into a fielder's choice, 0 for 2. That one missing low for a ball. In addition to the 1 hit, Mulbauer's given up 2 walks, and that has been it.
A lot of 1, 2, 3s on the scorebook.
That one popped up into the infield, caught for the second out at shortstop by Gardner. And that is 2 up and 2 down here in the 7th. So Kingsway needs 1 more out.
And not only does she change speeds, Ed, she does a great job of moving the ball inside and outside. A lot of times off the plate. That was a jam job there.
Here we go, girls. Let's go.
So now it's up to Kelly to keep the game alive for Gloucester Catholic. She has walked and popped up. That one nubbed towards second base. Who else? Lemani, who's had an excellent day, throws to first, and the Kingsway Dragons get a split in their back-to-back series with Gloucester Catholic, winning today 3-0. Brilliant pitching performance by Christy Mulbauer as she tosses a one-hitter for the victorious Dragons.
And again, they were just mentally more into this game, Ed. They were focused. She had a great pitching performance. And it could have actually been more runs for Kingsway if it wasn't for a couple double plays earlier on in the game. Kingsway, an outstanding game this afternoon.
Well, just 3 base runners reach for Gloucester Catholic as they see the air show starting here as well. But right now, Gloucester Catholic look to regroup as Kingsway wins 3-0. Stay with us. We'll be back with the postgame here on Comcast Cablevision Channel 5. Welcome back to Gloucester City. A very impressive performance this afternoon by the Kingsway Dragons, beaten yesterday by Gloucester Catholic 10-1. They bounce back and win by a score of 3-0 this afternoon, getting brilliant pitching, outstanding defense, and some timely hitting. Dragons get a split of their home-and-home series with Gloucester Catholic. Coach Briles, no doubt, happy to see what his team did this afternoon on the field, and Tadd Kozeniewski is standing with Coach Briles right now. Tadd?
Thank you very much, Ed. Coach, you come off a game yesterday where you look in the scorebook and it was kind of one-sided. How did you use that to get ready for today's game?
Well, we talked a little bit about the game afterwards, and we thought that that we didn't come out ready to play mentally. We thought that we didn't throw well. We didn't hit well, and we didn't defend. I mean, we came out. We thought a big thing was Christy coming out today. She was fabulous. Yesterday, we didn't throw the ball over the inside half of the plate at all, and they were just laying out on us and tattooing the ball. It's a real good hitting team. And Gloucester Catholic's a really good hitting team, but she threw inside today. We were able to change speeds, and she did a tremendous job.
I talked during the broadcast, and you mentioned changing speeds. A lot of change-ups today that you called from the dugout. Very impressive. Talk about the importance of changing speeds as a pitcher.
Well, it's funny because we have 3 pitchers that we all consider. I mean, it was Christy's turn today. That we know that we have to change speeds because we don't have Breanne Tobin. We're not going to blast somebody with fastballs. We don't have, a kid like Lauren Davis or anybody like that. But our kids, the one thing they do well is they change speeds. And what Christy was able to do today, she was able to change speed and she was able to get inside. So, I mean, yesterday you should have seen some of the shots they were hitting. But Christy today was able to change speeds well enough and get inside enough that we were able to jam them. Even when you don't throw overly hard, if you can get inside by changing speeds, you can jam somebody. It helps your fielders out a little bit.
Finally, as you get ready for the playoffs, a win like today and a performance like today really has to make you and your team feel good.
Yeah, we had a little downer yesterday, and we played very poorly against Vineland on Saturday. It was a team we had beaten earlier in the year 2-1, and we ended up losing like 8-2, I think. Now we feel a lot more comfortable now moving along. I mean, Tri-County, every game, oh, great, tomorrow we got to go play Highland. What are they, 8th in South Jersey now? So, you know what I mean? So it's every game's a challenge here in Tri-County.
Great seeing you again, and best of luck the rest of the way. All right, let's swing it back over to Ed for our player of the game.
Thank you very much, Tadd. Christy Mulbauer is here with us, and she had an outstanding game, a one-hitter on the mound. And Christy, I know Tadd was talking a little bit about it right now. When you lose a game to a team like you did yesterday, is it something where you're that much more determined to get out the next day and play the same team?
Yeah, you really want to get back into your game and playing. We didn't play how we should have yesterday, and we really wanted to get back into playing Kingsway softball, and that's what we did today.
In a division like this where every game is so important, now the calendar's in mid-May, is it a game like this you realize the importance of and you know you have to step it up because now in this division 1 or 2 losses with all the teams you could be out of the race?
Yeah, there's a big race for first place in our conference right now, so these games all week we have conference games and we need to come out and win them so we can maybe go for the conference all out.
You look at this team and the way they hit the ball yesterday, you really seem to mix the changeup in a lot today, and it seemed to be effective. Was that really one of the big keys, is the fact you were able to mix up your pitches and get the location where you wanted?
Yes, I believe that changing speeds will throw them off, and also I got inside on them, and they were getting jammed a couple times. And yesterday we were staying outside with them, and they were hitting the ball everywhere, so we came in and changed speeds, and that's what kept us in this game.
Taking a quick look ahead, we know the seedings will come out for the playoffs coming up this week. You look at your group and you see a lot of division foes. When you look at how competitive this division is, it's amazing to think that you could see these teams again fighting for the division and then again maybe in the playoffs too.
Yes, I believe that we might be between Defford and Egg Harbor Township, so we play Defford in this conference. We may see them in the playoffs, so it should be a good game. Can't wait.
Christy, congratulations. Great performance this afternoon.
Thank you.
Well, we bring Tadd back in here. Tadd, one hit's about as good as it gets. An outstanding job of the mound by Christy Mulbauer. She got some excellent defense behind her. And Kingsway got the timely hitting. This is the kind of game, if you're a coach, you draw it up after a day like yesterday, you want to see your team play.
We talk about pitching in softball and how important pitching is. And you heard it from the coach and you heard it from the player. Not only did they change speeds, they moved it in and out. She had great control. She had a game plan and the skills to follow that out. And again, you could just see the attitude. The attitude was huge between the two teams. You saw a lot of hanging heads for Gloucester Catholic as they went down 1-0. You just got to keep playing and plugging away, and I was very impressed with what I saw at Kingsway today.
And quickly from the Gloucester Catholic perspective, a tough game for them today, but from what we've seen yesterday, what we've seen throughout the latter half of the season now, this is a team that's still going to be reckoned with in the division and in the playoffs.
Yeah, they did hit the ball today. It's not like there were 500 strikeouts in the game. They were able to hit the ball. They just weren't able to hit it too hard or with any authority. You just got to work a little bit more in the batting cage and just take this game and get ready for the playoffs and transfer it on as best you can.
So the Kingsway Dragons go to 13-5 overall in the season. Gloucester Catholic slips to 7-6. The Dragons now with just 2 losses in the division. They are 7-2. With the loss in the division, Gloucester Catholic falls to 6-3 in the Tri-County Royal. Don't forget, later this week, Thursday night, Shawnee Gloucester Catholic Diamond Classic Baseball coming your way here on Comcast Cablevision. Thanks to Stan Ritter and the entire crew here in Gloucester City. For Tadd Kozeniewski, this is Ed Benkin saying so long from Gloucester.